time for another one of these. I don't know if I had this in the last video, but I have a lamp now, like an actual lamp that I can clip onto my desk. Instead of either trying to add my laptop to this mess to use the ring light, which doesn't really help with drawing. Or I had this giant lamp back here that I would plug in and move over. I don't know if I used that lamp in the last sketchbook tour, but I have this one now. Specifically because I've been drawing at this desk every night and needed an actual functioning lamp. But I don't think my desk has gotten less messy, but it's probably a little less messy. There's some additional things added, this hard drive that I got because we had to update my editing program, and so I had to quickly save my so far 13-hour long project. My headphones, I still have the School of Rock, pop punk Beatles and 90s playbill. Still have my gay man flag stickers. I still have way too many of them. Some of the talked about the animal stickers that Daya gave me. Some Authority Zero stickers that Siobhan got me for the Authority Zero show I couldn't go to because it was 21 and up, and I was in Denver to see MCR. Sorry, Authority Zero, I can see you every year. You come to Albuquerque every year. MCR has been dead for 6 years. That could have been a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I was not going to skip it for you. I don't know if I showed off this beautiful little painting from Sanctuary de la Cuna. This little chicken that almost fell asleep in my arms when I was up there visiting. I have a special connection with her. I got these screen cleaners for my tablets. Oh, and last video I mentioned this BTS pencil bag, and I said I never use it. I am now using it because my old pencil bag has a giant fucking hole in it. And yeah, has just a big hole in it. And so I didn't want to put my pencils in there anymore. Oh, and my mom discovered these just hanging around. Yeah. I still have yet to use this actual postcard, and I have this diary that's not the actual full diary, but it came with the DVD we bought for Gravity Falls. Anyway, here's my sketchbook. This little quick tour of the desk and how it changed, if any. All my stickers, this Grumpster sticker I got at their emergency Chancla show. Which I only know because my dad sent me saying, "Hey, do you listen to Grumpster? You should listen to them. They're right up your alley. They're performing on La Chancla tonight." And it was a last minute. They were put on last minute. Thank you, Asher, for getting them to perform at La Chancla last minute. The turtle sticker from Daya. I have my two Game and Flag stickers on here because one of them was on my mask that I wore at the Pride Parade. And it didn't stay on very long. And I didn't just want to get rid of it because it still stuck to things. So I just stuck two on here instead. I got these at STLV. They were just giving them away for free. So I was like, why not? Authority Zero sticker. Went to see Overwhelm. They were at my Top Surgery Benefits show. So I went to see them again. This I got at the Frank Turner 50 States in 50 Days tour because the Transgender Resource Center was the nonprofit organization that paired up with him for the New Mexico show. And then the Rare American sticker I got at their Show Me Owl Wolf. That show was a lot of fun. But this is the only thing we could afford. they were selling things in Canadian currency, and so we had to, translate all of it. And once we did, this sticker was all we could afford. I'm gonna have to skip the first 2 pages. This one has old drawings at the beginning. This was meant to. I covered it up. I covered up the text, the thing I wrote here on marker with one of these stickers. This was meant to be for alternate universes and my own stories. I quickly dropped that idea, so the first few pages are just drawings of one of these AUs for a fandom I'm no longer a part of. So we're just going to skip that. Okay, here's our first real page. I like this one. This will have plot importance for the show must go on later. But this is just Seth on top of a building with the sunset. These are the thumbnails. I showed off some of these because these are just the last few ones. The other ones were in the previous sketchbook for 4 captains in a room. I've temporarily stopped because the project was just draining me. I could not get through it. And so I'm taking a little break from it, and I will come back when I get to it on my giant list of projects in order of when to do them. Oh, and here's Ash and Skylar in the bottom. There's Kiar with his camera, Dawn and her boyfriend, prom outfits and shit. These were concepts for this. This was supposed to be art for my top surgery benefit show, but my mom decided to choose one of my digital art things instead. This is Snow. I haven't released any content for the new Pantheon yet, because it's still in early development. I drew this right after I finished designing Snow. She's supposed to take the role of Hades, so I decided to draw a concept magical girl. It's a magical girl show based on the gods, not just Greek gods. I have Romans, Norse, Mesopotamians, Egyptians in it. She's just supposed to take the role of Hades. This was supposed to be Iris, Lucy, and Seth when they were children, but I never finished it. I gave up. These are little concepts for some of the sports uniforms for the show must go on's main high school, Westview High School. I just thought that pink and red worked because I wanted to base it off like the sandiest sunset. So like reds, pinks, oranges, purples. I could have gone with any of those, but the pink and red, I don't know, just kind of worked better. I don't know what to make Gabe's number on the back of his Letterman jacket. I'm torn between the number 2. I don't know why. I think it's just because I pair him up with Roz, and so they're like a duo you can't separate. And Roz doesn't wear a number because she's not on the sports team. So I was like, I'll give him 2 because I don't want to give him 1. Even though I don't know how basketball numbers work. I think 5 is the captain. I don't know too much about how basketball numbers work. I know in football you choose your own number. And that has no significance on your role in the sports. But I also wanted to go with 14, since he's the 14th, to join the Glee Club. But I also wanted to go with 9, because his last name is Kirk, and Star Trek 2009. I have a whole joke about his last name being Kirk. a little sketch of Millie. Musketeer outfit, just some concept of silver in a more feminine design. This was for my intro to digital media class. We had to design a logo with our name. I hated the assignment. I'm not good at graphic design. I'm good at character designs. I'm good at color theory. I hate logo designing. I hate abstract art. I cannot do abstract art. I can do abstract animation. I love abstract animation. Art, still images, hate it. I hate doing it. I chose the colors of the asexual flag. Just to put my name in, like, shadows. And then here's Iris being in love with Roz, and a character for our story I dropped, and he will never return. Some of the concept sketches for that one drawing I did with Leah and Gabe. I was listening to Self-Destruction as a Sensible Career Choice and Kick by Spanish Love Songs. And I think the third song I was listening to was No by BTS. And it all culminated in me doing all these sketches based on each song. This is the one I chose to go with the most. These are other sketches. Concept and thumbnails for another drawing I was working on with 3 songs to make up a single picture. One of them, I couldn't do it because all the songs clashed way too much. One of them was Hideous Creatures from the Starship musical. The other was Love's Not a Game from Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, and I can't remember the third song, but it was just too many clashing themes and songs that they couldn't figure it out. You can tell which ones are based on the Love's Not a Game. There's Aki in a more masculine look. And then there's this. I drew this during a really bad depersonalization episode. It was triggered by something I had to do in my editing class. We had to put together this documentary about wardens. And so there was a lot of dead animals in it. I couldn't handle it, but I had to keep editing, so I had to keep moving my hands until it eventually got to the point where I felt like my hands were not there. They did not exist. And so this is me when I got home and forced myself to draw in order to remind myself that my hands did in fact still exist. These are some setting tests. This is loosely based on my bedroom. I guess you can probably notice this was before I got my keyboard. Layout of my room. This is a section of my post-production editing classroom. And a little thumbnail for the Carlsbad Caverns piece. Angel in the terrible, terrible, terrible incident. That is your fault. More stuff for my school. This was another intro to digital media class. We were given a bunch of options. One of them was to do a book trailer. I chose book trailer. And let me just go over to my bookshelf. The OG books. I decided to do a book trailer on the Monster High book series. I did all these thumbnails for it. I removed some of these. I did not finish the project. It was unfinished because I couldn't. He gave us a minimum of storyboards, and that's not how it fucking works. You are never given a minimum because boards are supposed to just be how much you need. You never do too much, and you never do too little. You just put in how many boards you need to be clear and concise. He got so mad at me because I couldn't do more boards. I did all the ones that I needed to do. I could not add any more without it being redundant. This was my post-production editing project. Our final project. These are all my notes about the editing. Little thumbnails of all the different scenes and notes about which ones are which, what mistakes there are. I loved my post-production editing class, despite the Warden's documentary. More the finishing of the thumbnails for the Monster High book trailer, including the little slogan. And then I did the boards. He did not like these. We do not have access to a working printer in my house. So, I guess, tough luck to all the kids that didn't have parents that worked at jobs with working printers as well. Because the only reason we can print anything is because my dad's shop has a working printer. So we were able to print out the boards he wanted us to draw on. Even though, I followed the template of the boards just in my sketchbook. So, yeah, I cut out, all the different shots of them changing into monsters. Because I just didn't have the time. And, he put the wrong due date on it. So I turned it in on the assigned due date. And then he changed it the day I submitted it. Because I didn't want it to be turned in late. So frustrating. Hated that class. Cam with a bloody baseball bat. Because he's stuck in the apocalypse. And, Ivory and Fwong. I do enjoy them. I enjoy their dynamic. My first little incorrect quotes comic with my own characters. I love this. It wasn't until I drew this that I realized that these two have so much potential for a dynamic. They're both so reckless, but the only difference is that Monterey is such a dumbass. And Jared is not. He's very calm, collected, cunning. He's very manipulative. He knows what he's doing. He has no idea what's going on at all times. So they are a chaotic dumbass duo. But the only difference is that one of them is only putting on a dumbass facade. So, also, this is me testing out all my topics. Every time I plan to go to Artisan to get more Copics, I like to test all of them to see if I need replacements on any. Little test of Starfate, which is the town and Clash. Little bird's eye view of the whole thing. Town, clearing, mountains, ocean, forests, all that. And then an actual town. I like... These are some of my concepts for Simon. I like a lot of these, but I went with the simpler one. This is the one I decided to go with, the simple one that looks just like the one for Bran. More incorrect quotes, comments. I've been doing these a lot. I've been sharing them in the Discord group I'm in. They're very fun. They're a good way for me to explore more character dynamics in a less serious way, just Keelan being a menace. Worf, the only good thing about Star Trek Picard Season 3. His whole, I have been working on myself thing is a lot of fun, and more incorrect quote comments. I guess they're not incorrect anymore, but, they're not canon? These conversations aren't canon? So I guess it can be incorrect. But, Worf, he should be more careful. He already has all these back problems, and he's chosen to carry Season 3 of Picard on his shoulders single-handedly. As you can tell, I did not like Picard Season 3. Or Season 2, for that matter. I only liked Season 1. Season 1 was filled with a lot less, you need love or you die. More... I love Owen. He's a menace. Tired of everyone's shit, always complaining, and yet will begrudgingly do whatever is asked of Rev. It's great. I love them. This is after his boyfriend grows out his hair. This one's a funny story. I drew this in response to the one Taeyong photo shoot. Can't remember which one it was for. But, like, everyone else was focusing on the fact he was shirtless, and I was focusing on the fact that he looks like Danny Zuko. Like, he looks like he could be playing a version of Danny Zuko in their own, like, revival of Grease. And so I just decided to draw him as if he was in Grease. Because that's what I was... that's what I was focusing on. And this is my cat. Hi. She's a triangle. She's lost some weight. She's not as fat as she was when I drew this picture. More comics. This is how things were before he died. This was their dynamic before everything fell apart. More. This one takes up the whole page. Because it is a long one. But I thoroughly enjoy it. None of this is canon. I feel like except for these two. This one, this quote, a little canon. But like the rest of them, no, not really. I accidentally used the wrong marker for Yumila. Ow! Now is not the time. More comics. Ow! Are we gonna be doing this for the rest of the video? More of Millie in the Musketeers outfit. More of Devil Watch characters. And Sublime looking motherfucker. Yeah, this is for my punk rom-com. He is not a love interest character. More comics. I probably won't be showcasing all of them. But yeah, the new Pantheon, more for that one. The wolves in question are referring to those wolves in Norse mythology that are supposed to just kill everyone. Hey! She's fucking biting me. Biting my chin. I also enjoy this one. If you remember my FNAF video, I mentioned characters that are still based on the characters of FNAF. These are the three. Chica, Freddy, Bonnie. They're completely different. Like, the characters already didn't have personality in FNAF, but, like, now they do. These are their personalities. Good old Keelan and his menace. Just everything. I feel like this sums up their dynamic perfectly, and I still love it. Like, hey, stop moving my sketchbook. More. I decided to make this entire one with blue. Not that great of an idea. Some life drawing stuff. I drew my pencil sharpener and the spray. This one, I completely forgot. When I wrote this quote down, I completely forgot that it was from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which is perfect because this story is inspired by Buffy the Vampire Slayer. But then, after writing down this quote, I got a video of my recommendations called Buffy the Vampire Slayer moments that actually slay, and this quote was in it. But then a few more scenes later, it came back to this scene where Xander says, "I'm actually starting to like the hummus idea," and Oz goes, "They'll never see it coming." And now I feel like I need to like do a follow-up of this one where like someone else says, I'm starting to like the hummus idea, and Keelan says they'll never see it coming. I wanted to do another 3 songs to make one drawing. This one was a little weird too. I got a green-eyed monster. Rare Americans. But I also got This Town Ain't Big Enough for the One of Me by Frank Turner. And then I think I got, like, Poser Boy. I feel like taken. I was like, okay, that kind of works perfectly for, Con and Nick. But then I dropped it, because, like, you know what, maybe I'll finish all my story stuff before doing the other work for it. This fucking thing. Okay, I need to talk about this fucking thing. This thing is new. This is a new one. In my last sketchbook tour, I had a page where I drew all my hallucinations. This is a new one. This guy stood right there, right at the foot of my bed, right there, and just screamed at me. Well, we're good because we're at the end. I can't show too much of this one because character's a spoiler, but I like this one. Once again, Con and Nick. I love their dynamic a lot. And I decided to add Steph in there because they're all in the same grade. I need to make them friends now, or have some sort of connection together. And that's it. Okay. I feel like I didn't do much touring of the sketchbook, but it's done. Now time to move on to the next one, which I might do in like half a year. I don't know. It took me a lot less time than I thought it would to do a second sketchbook tour. I thought it would take me another year or two. So I guess it's better. Because that last one, I had that sketchbook since the beginning of 2020. And I finally did a sketchbook tour in 2022. Okay. See you in the next one. Bye.